let's tap into the energy of the week together. I do this weekly, every single Monday, to tap into both what's going to come up in the shadow realm for me and what I need to focus on in my everyday mundane life. So let's get into it together. Most of you know how I read, but if you don't know how I read, it's pretty simple. I read and channel the cards. So say if I pick a card, I work with my intuition and let you know what's coming through with that card. It's not just me reading the definition in a book. I work with the video in my head. I also work with the images in the cards. So let's get going. All right, so this is for the people who are watching this video. What does their shadow self need to tell them this week? What is it screaming at them this week? What does it need to tell them? What is their shadow self telling them this week? What is it screaming at this week? Okay, one more shuffle. What is it screaming at them this week? What does their shadow self need to tell them this week? All right, you ready? What does their shadow self need to tell them this week? Let me know. Whoa. So we're focusing on duality. That's key here, right? The duality is the balance. And how I read is whatever comes out, whatever I pick up when I pick it up, that's how I work with it. So you have to make sure you're not constantly keeping yourself in this little cave of yours. If you're putting yourself inside this bubble and you're not experiencing real life experiences, you're not going to be able to have the experiences that you need to get up and balance your life. There's massive new beginnings on the horizon. I know you're feeling it. You're experiencing it. That definitely comes in with the new moon that's coming up. There's a reason why that card's coming up. But if you look at the divine timing of your life and what you're experiencing, you have a lot of anger and resentment that's here, a lot of anger and resentment that's built up during the week and the months and the years, but you have to make sure you're taking care of yourself. So just like the waves ebb and flow, how they come in, you have to look at what's around you and what's keeping you in your cave. If you look at what you're doing, you're probably keeping yourself stuck and stagnant here where you're not experiencing life experiences and life choices. You have to find the balance between experiencing that. If you look at what a wolf, a lion, and a goat do, you'll experience that these are three very, 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 very potent, powerful, charged up animals, right? They go after what they want. They're prey animals. They take what they need. You have to start taking care of yourself, taking what you need, finding that the roots that are growing up, the dark, heavy roots that are growing up, are also bringing you into balance with where you need to be at. And if you look at the way this is focusing a lot on the throat and focusing a lot on your beautiful lower half of your chakras, you're going to experience a balance if you let yourself flow within the moment. You can't keep fighting what is here in front of you. And the more you fight it, the more you're going to isolate yourself. You're not going to go with the ebb and flow. This is the past you. You can't continue to stay in the past because the past is causing you to stay in this leaky mindset of you don't understand what's coming next. So in order to find the duality, you have to let this version of you take a step back, maybe die a little bit, which is not meaning you physically dying, but that version of you, let her pass. Let her stay where she needs to be at. Let yourself step through this transformation like a beautiful blossoming butterfly or a Luna moth would, and allow the tree of life to balance with the tree of shadow. There is a huge, massive purge you're going to be experiencing with the balance of both. Please keep that in mind, that if you step into this, okay, let me feel my anger, let me feel my rage, let me have everything coming up, let me go after what I want, let me set myself up and plan myself up for the new moon that's coming up, I'm going to experience an incubation period, which is going to make me feel like I'm alone, but I have to get out into the world. I can't stay stuck in the shadow side. That's the shadow side of this week and what's transpiring for you. So stop putting yourself in the corner. Nobody puts you in the corner. These cards are a little sticky. I've had these cards, oh my God, these are literally 10 years old. Okay, what do they need to hear this week to help balance their light? What do they need to hear this week to help with their life, balance their light? This is for the people watching the video. What do they need to hear? And I'm being told to push and flip. Flip. Okay, you're already doing it. Oh, yeah. Okay, we're going to pull 3 because that's what I'm feeling called to. Okay, all right. Maybe one more? Yeah, one more for good luck. Okay, you. Okay, you ready? Trusting your path is key, right? So it obviously says if you knew you'd be supported, what would you do? Let's not focus on that, okay? Look at where there's water in all of these spaces, right? It's like ice. It's frozen over. What does water do? Water is a conduit. Water keeps moving. You're freezing the spaces that you think that you have to wait until the time is right. So you have to allow yourself to stop just sitting in that shadow self and let her blossom. Look at the world all around you. There is a difference of, I see Wednesday opening up a space for you. We're going to allow your emotions to settle in, but also you've paved the path to get here. And it's been a hard path, but this emotional side of you is really relinquishing this week. I see a flood of emotions, especially opening up on Wednesday. And it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. I feel like this is the next chapter to get you to where you need to be at this week. And if you look at, obviously, here's the water. You're looking for a place where you belong, right? Where do you belong? You're trying to find your home. You're trying to find what makes sense to you. Start focusing on what lights you up inside, because you're diving into waters and caves and climbing over mountains for people, places, and things that don't serve you anymore. You have to dive into this unknown that you don't know, which is out here, and allow yourself to take hold of that. And once you do that, you're going to have things following into beautiful, beautiful light and transformation here, because this power is coming within you this week. But Wednesday and Friday seem like the most potent days for you, which is really powerful when you look at it, because all these mountains you climbed, everything you've gone through, you're entering that stage where you get to be exactly where you want to be. But you're staying in this lighthearted space for a while because you want to understand it. Perfect. Understand it. Let yourself be where you're at. Let yourself feel what you need to feel. And then dive into the transformation energy here. You're a freaking powerhouse to be reckoned with, right? But what do cats do? We have cats here. Beautiful cats, right? Cats are very, very interdimensional beings. So lean into your intuition this week. Focus on that feminine, that feline energy where you're really taking hold of what you want, but sitting back and letting it flow to you. And if you look at the way the cards all blended together with the shadow and the light, it's showing you that you are literally going to step into a place where you're going to be mad. You're going to have some transformation. You're going to have some anger that comes up, that rises, and it's not going to hurt you. It's going to make you flow better. Wednesday and Friday are going to be important days. I'm seeing 333 is going to be very powerful for you this week. You might even see nines as well, but focus on what you're feeling, why you're keeping yourself buried in these waters. You have to start going outside the box. Stop trying to focus on the healing. Focus on letting it flow with your life. And if you like these, come back for more.